Next to me in the back of the room, she says, "He looks pretty good for 72." So being and seeing my opportunity, I leaned over and I said, "I think he's single." After the seminar, he said, "Man, what happened to that goddamn old lady? I couldn't get rid of her every time I turned around." It took me 25 years to tell him what happened. But it's funny about the ladies in Sensei Perry. You know, they all seem to have this one universal type of description for him. He's like a cute, sweet, cuddly teddy bear. For the life of me, I cannot see him as a sweet, cuddly teddy bear. He is an individual that can give a compliment gracefully, without any reservation or contradiction whatsoever to the comment. You guys don't know him well, do you? Anyway, I finally got Sensei to go on a little outing with me and go fishing. I knew this little private pond. It's not real big, you know, you can see across it pretty easy. Not too many people fishing. So anyway, we get out there and I kind of start using around to the opposite side of the pond there, and it's probably 50, 60 yards across. And I'm casting out, you know, and I'm looking across the pond, and it looks like he picks up a frog. And he puts it in his pocket. Well, I know he's seen some combat and some different things in life, you know, so I start watching him a little bit and kind of easing back around the pond toward him. And he keeps reaching in his pocket, pulling his frog out and talking to it, putting it back in his pocket. I finally get around, I said, "Sir, you okay?" Yeah, why?" "Well, sir, it looks like you keep pulling a frog out of your pocket and talking to it." "Yep, the dang thing says if I kiss it, it'll turn into a beautiful princess." "I will, sir, knowing you, why don't you kiss it?" "Jerry, at my age, I'd rather have a talking frog."
Sensei Isaacs, how are you going to follow that? Ladies and gentlemen, Sensei Larry Isaacs.
I have a couple short things, and I have something for him that I really wanted to keep myself, but the little thing inside my head kept saying, "You really need to give this to him. You really need to give this to him." And not only did it say that, but I was going to show it to Mr. Hayes, but I said, no, if I show it, then he'll be excited, and he'll maybe slip and tell him, so I'm going to present it to him in a little bit. But a couple quick things. I would like everybody, just for 1 second, to take their finger and place it on their center forehead. Please, everyone do that. Now what I want you to do is I want you to lean to your left. I want you to lean to your right. Now take your hand off your head. In 1974, I was at a tournament. I had just gotten back, 74, 75. This little short guy was sitting there. He had this little thing on his head. I don't know what the heck it was. And he was sitting in his chair, and he was watching me perform. He was going. I believe I was doing the Goju Shiho or Chinto. Anyway, I finished, and then I walked over, being the young Marine I was, and he was sitting there, and he said, "Not bad." I said, "Thank you, sir. How can I do it better?" "You need to come up and train with me a little bit." "Yes, sir. My name is Larry. I know who you are." I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Sir, can I ask a personal question?" "No." So I walked over and I asked him, I said, "What is that thing on his head, that little piece of hair thing?" "Don't ask him what that is." So years later, I invited him up to my first dojo that I officially opened up in 1991. So I had him and the guy next to him, the old student. Bill Hayes. So, you know, young black belt, I'm like that Alex Armazo kid, I'm like pumped up and ready to hook it up. So I said, Sensei, can you tell me, please, what that thing is on your head? It's a power knot. Where's my power from? I said, all right. Yeah, and I'm like, inside my head, I'm like, yeah, right. I need to get some clippers and just zip that off real quick. No, put some magic shave on, some powder, and then put water, just fall right off. Or some nair. So I'm standing up, and Mr. Hayes is giving his, you know, exotic class, and I'm standing between both of them. And so Mr. Hayes says, well, you hit this point right here, which is large intestine 13. And my arm goes like this. And this one said, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Perry says, no, you hit this one right here. So he hits large intestine 18. And I'm all down like this. And I'm like, okay, okay. So Mr. Hayes says, have the under black belts do it, not you. I said, yes, sir. So I walk over to Mr. Perry, you know, being, you know, I can handle all this, I'm a young Marine. So he says, hit me. I says, no, sir. No, he says, I'm gonna hit you, but you hit me. I said, all right, so I do like this, and he hits me, and he just touches me. And I said, okay. He said, so I walk over to him, I'm like, you know, 5 minutes, I'm sitting down, Mr. Perry. And all of a sudden, I got this on DVD. If no one believes it, I got it on DVD. It was VHS when I had transferred over. So I'm standing there talking to him, I'm saying, so Mr. Perry, what is, oh! And I'm all on the floor, and I'm like, oh! He says, that's hit me. So a few minutes later, right, not this side where he tapped me, this side right here is all black and blue and purple, and I'm hurting so bad. And my intestinal work kept me in a porcelain altar for hours. And he said, that's what you do. You hit them and you let it delay, and then you experience the experience. And you've not experienced the experience. I said, I don't want to experience that. I want to be able to train. I want to work out. I want to be like, no, can't be like me. Gotta be 72 years old. Well, anyway, because I've been thinking about this, I figured I'd bring him to tears. So I got this picture that only I could get. And that's because I am who I am. I'm not gonna get beat up yet. So anyway, oh, by the way, I did show you something, so you can blame him. What I did is I saw this, and what it says is I heard a voice saying, who shall we send? Then I said, here I am, send me. And what it has is it has a picture of a gentleman, another Marine, that looks like his son, Jason's son, and it has all the Marine Corps coins and all the stuff that makes us who we are. And I want to thank you on behalf of the Kempo Mob for being who you are, and for Mr. Hayes, I heard you.
So what we found out tonight is you can follow Jerry Taylor. Yeah, we just got a few more. Yeah, we'd like to bring up Mr. John Korea. Nobody partly admitted his. Good evening. I was also coached, by the way. I'm not allowed to wear anything of any color. I'm also not to say anything evil. That's true. So I will be very brief. I've got 3 quick little vignettes that I've had the pleasure of working with Sensei Perry on. Years ago, let's call the microphone. Do I need a microphone? I'll use a microphone. Okay, is that better? Testing, okay. I had the pleasure of attending the Quantico Marine Corps training camp. It's a stretch. I showed up at his dojo one night. I came back from Okinawa. I was the hottest thing on the planet. Young guy, phenomenal shape. Just got my Yondan. I was the baddest. I walk into the Quantico dojo, there's this little guy in there. And for me to say it's a little guy, it was a little guy. And he's up there, he's jumping around doing stuff, and I'm like, I'll rip him up. I had no problems in that. I said, okay. So I get out on the floor, and we worked out a little bit, got to like him, found out he was at the headquarters. He said, okay, we're gonna start training together. And I'm like, sure, you can't scare me. So we're over at the gym one day, and we started doing push-ups. Now, I had never done a one-handed push-up before. No big deal. He's going to show me one-handed push-ups. So he starts with the one-handed push-ups, and then he does this hand, then he does this hand. I said, yeah, I can do that. So I get on the floor. This hand, this hand, this hand, and all of a sudden, I looked up at him, I said, it hurts. You can imagine what I heard. I won't give you the words because I was told not to say anything like that. He looks at me and said a few things to me, encouraging me. So the more he encouraged me, I still cranked out a few more. And he says, why are you crying? Tears coming down my face. I finally did my 20. I stand up, and I look at him, and he looks at my hand, and there's blood all over my hand. I was on a piece of glass. He looks at me, he says, okay, now Makiwara training. Here's one little story. Got a little story as I go to page 2. Push-ups. We did push-ups. We're trying to build up upper body. I never lifted weights. Says I need to lift weights. Okay, so we go in the gym and we're in the weight room together. It was pretty easy. We had like about 180 pounds. I did 180 pounds. Now he's still the same size, okay? He does 185. I do 185. But we kept building up. We get to about, I don't know what it was. It was well over 200 pounds anyway. We're not really heavy duty guys at the time, so he gets on the bench and he's going to show me. I'll show you again. Put some more weight on. So we put another 10 pounds on. He gets it down to his chest, and an old injury, his shoulder pops out. And I'm standing there spotting him. I know nothing about weights. I'm standing there, he's got this thing on his chest. Couldn't get it off his chest at all. And he's looking up at me, he says, get it off my chest. I thought he was joking. So I stopped laughing. I thought it was funny. He's being crushed under this thing. And I'm laughing, and he's like, my shoulder. I'm like, yeah, so? I couldn't lift it off his chest. It was more than I had ever lifted. I couldn't pick this thing up. He couldn't push it because he's only got one arm. This kid comes over, I think it was a young sergeant, comes walking over, looks at us, chews us both out while he's being crushed. I'm standing there looking at this guy, man, he's this big gorilla kid. Picks it up with one hand, puts it back on the rack, tells us don't ever come in the gym again if we're gonna play around. Last quick story. After a while we got a little friendly, and I figured, okay, he wants to spar. He just ran into a Weichi guy. He doesn't know. Yeah. I'm standing there, he says, whatever you do, don't run at me. So I'm like, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run at him. That only happened once. First time I ran him over thinking I was, God, am I good? Ran him over and he's looking at me like, oh, Okay. So, get up again. We're standing there, square off again. Same tactic. I'm not too quick. I ran at him a second time. He punches me in the head. Okay? I had a little bit of blood trickling down. I'm holding my arms like this, and I'm looking at him going, what was that? He goes, point!
Our last speaker for the night, of course, we've had the luxury of having him come to camp for, I'm not sure how many years, Sensei, but almost since the beginning, at least, if you weren't around. So please give a hand to Sensei Hanshi Bill Hayes.
It's getting late. It's been a long day for everyone. I'll be brief. Just a few remarks. It's really hard to roast Major J.D. Perry. But I do remember the day he showed up at my dojo back in the 70s. We've known each other for over 4 decades. We were training. This is at Cherry Point, North Carolina. We had a very tough dojo. You literally had to do 500 push-ups, 500 sit-ups. Mr. Isaac will testify to that. That was our way of screening people, making sure we only had folks there who wanted to be there. Anyway, we had this huge door that was wide open. Anyone could come in and watch us. We invited fighters to come in and take us on. We looked over one day and there was this rather short person. He had a judo gi top on. We're not quite sure, some kind of cruddy colored belt. Standing with his arms akimbo, as they say. And he mumbled something in a deep southern drawl. And one of the guys in the dojo translated it. He said, Sensei, I think he just said he is King Kong's son. I immediately recognized the talent when I saw him. So we shot him with a tranquilizer gun. His unconscious body into the dojo, and we've been friends ever since. I've always admired his fitness level as well. To this day, he can still wear the same socks that he wore in 1970. So I tried to think of what could I give him that might be meaningful and to kind of keep this all short. I found a coffee mug, and as was the case with Top Isaac last week, we presented him with a coffee mug. Marine majors can never have too many coffee mugs either. But this one is a little more explanatory. For a couple of years, he was whining to me on the phone about operations and procedures and medication. So this one has a prescription on the cup. So it explains everything that you need to know about Major Perry on the cup. What it says is, this veteran has been medicated for your protection.
I can't top these guys with their speeches and their stories, so I decided that I'd write a song for them. Now for the visually impaired, I got your words. These are the words. If you'd like to follow around like Mitch Miller did.
Oh,
Can you hear all my stuff now? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to play this song for you. Hopefully, I just wrote it, so I have to cheat sheet a little bit. But anyway, this will kind of sum up my relationship with Sensei Perry. This is a song about Sensei Perry, and I'm taking a chance for even daring to tell the news for the history books. When the song is over, my goose is cooked. It's the Hanshi Duck Perry Blues. I got the Hanshi Duck Perry Blues. Yeah, and I've been chosen the one to spread the news. Gonna be in a lot of hurt from my head down to my shoe. When he woke up in the morning before he headed to the door, he pulled his hair pompadour. Him and his friend Norfleet went to the scene, picking up girls at the Dairy Queen. Strike one, strike two, strike three, you know what I mean. They would head to the beach and do a little dancing, later on hoping for a bit of romance. He'd tell the girls, I ain't bragging, I'm a national champ at a thing called shagging. You can hear the screams all the way from here to Mobile. Well, I got the Haunchy, Lord, I got the Haunchy Doug Perry Blue. When you get this good looking, you just have to be naturally cool. I dress real snappy from my head down to my shoes. Now he's got a purple heart and I think that's key. But did you know he got it when he was sitting in a latrine? And doing his duty when the missile came through and shot him in the booty. He's got the Haunchy Doug Perry Blues. Well, everyone knows him for hurting and thumping, but in Okinawa he's known for motorcycle jumping. 50cc ain't supposed to go high. He with his helmet and his cape, he said, let's fly. There goes the planter box at the sunroof. I got the Haunchy, Lord, I got the Haunchy Doug Perry Blues. I can fly this thing blindfolded if I shoot. I think if I do it a couple more times, I can make the news. Well, when we first met, he said, well, this is just a suggestion, but down here we call it the war of northern aggression. And boy, I'm gonna hate to have to rain on your parade. I'm trying to figure out, what the hell is he saying? He said, cheat onto, try to figure it out. Haunchy, Lord, I got the Haunchy Doug Perry Blues. And I know I'm in the